Hey, this is Mr. Mitchell, one of the physical science teachers at Coosa High School, and I have this video, in fact several videos coming up about math in physical science. Now, the physical science course has some math in it. You can see from the screen here that has formulas and certain kinds of equations and conversions and so on. But we kind of had the idea that it might be good to for you guys to sharpen up on some of this math before you actually are given formulas, before you are actually given these big numbers to put in scientific notation. So that's kind of the purpose of this video and the videos that are coming after here, for you to be able to do just that, to learn a little bit about some of the math in physical science class and for you to practice it. Another purpose of these videos is if you find at some point during the year, during the physical science class, or even before that, you see, even after seeing the video once about one of these aspects, you're still not good at it, these videos are going to stay online so you can refer back to them pretty much at any given time that you need to refer back to them. So I hope this is going to be helpful to you. So let's talk a little bit about some of these. We have using formulas and units. We have quite a few formulas that happen to be in physical science. And the principles of putting numbers in formulas really has a lot to do with the units. Because if you put numbers in like 55 miles per hour, you have to remember that you are using in miles an hour instead of meters per second or kilometers per hour. And that's what gets some people sometimes, is that they may get the math portion right, the multiplying, dividing, and adding right, but then they didn't have the correct units, and sometimes that gets people. Literal equations, you may or may not have ever heard of this, but if you have an equation where you have two parts to it and you need to find the third, then you have to figure out how to get it where you're looking for that. For example, sometimes you would hope that you would get the m, which is mass, and that you would get the a, which is acceleration, to find force. But what happens if you are given the force and given the mass? You have to solve for acceleration. So that's the literal equations will show you how to do that. Conversions, you have done metric conversions before, for example, going from centimeters to meter, but in physical science, you have more than just metric conversions. You have, in fact, I mentioned this before, things like going from miles per hour to meters per second. So you're not only converting the something to a metric, like in meters, but you are converting down from hours to seconds. So we'll have some practice on that. Scientific notation is how you can deal with really, really large and really, really small numbers. And yes, we're going to have some of those in physical science. So that gives you an easier way to handle them. Who knows, maybe you have heard of that before, even worked with that before sometime. And you have significant figures, which helps you in your calculations, especially of scientific notation. Well, you can be looking toward these videos and the practice that will be coming with them. And I hope this is very helpful for you. Bye-bye.